Ronnie, I can't imagine it was easy to be out for as long as you were, and just sort of what happened, if you want to share, and just how are you feeling right now?
I just had a bit of a hangnail, so
Okay, yeah,
took a
figured.
couple weeks. No, no, I just a little banged up there, so it took a couple weeks to, and I feel good now. So and the guys have played really well while I was out. Managed to get a whole bunch of points, so so it's going to be fun to get back in here.
Was it a little bit longer than maybe you anticipated being out?
At first, yeah, we weren't really sure, but once we it was nothing. There's no setbacks or anything. Once we identified what it was, and right on timeline. So.
And then what is it like, sort of as you're walking? You guys were rolling when you were in the lineup there, and then just sort of kept on going there. What's it like to sort of watch from the sidelines? Things just keep rolling like that.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, we were winning in all different sorts of ways, and so that's what good teams do. And it's been nice to see the depth of this club and this organization kind of come through and play some big minutes. And so, I'm excited to get back with the group.
How does it feel? Maybe things are a bit different knowing that, Jack is going to be out. We've talked about guys needing to step up in different ways, but, the things do sort of change when your game breaker like that is gone.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I think it's important for us not to cheat any offense and try to make up for, if anything, we got to be more sound defensively.
Right.
And so anyway, so those are just the little cues. I mean, you can't really replace a guy like him. So he'll be missed, but we'll be ready for him when he's back.
Go ahead.
How much do you rely on your system in situations like this when you're losing some of those offensive threats where the foundation is there from the defensive side, trying to clamp things down and then let the offense come to me?
Yeah, I think, going through some adversity like this early in the season can be good because I think it really focuses on your club to kind of make sure, like you're saying, the systems are all intact and making sure you're dialed in and not cheating it at all. And, you can't kind of score your way out of situations potentially with, some top guys out. So anyways, so the opportunity here to, really shore it up.
Obviously a lot of overtime games and shootout games since you've been out. Is it a little different watching from the sidelines? Are the nerves a little bit higher when you're watching from the stands versus the bench in those situations?
Yeah, I think I think we've done a good job of closing games down in the third period, and I don't think I was much of an option to go on the shootout, so they weren't missing me there. But no, it was good. I mean, it was nice to see us come out on the top end of a lot of those as well. That's exciting hockey, especially for the fans.
Never easy to be out. Just wondering how you're feeling and sort of what it was kind of like sitting on the sideline. And are you, was this sort of the timeline that you were gauging?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously hard to be injured and not be around the guys and be a part of it and everything. So obviously they did really well, and excited to join them back today and looking forward to getting back to playing.
What were you sort of thinking when you were watching, particularly on the defensive side, guys really step up, whether it was Nemo and Luke and sort of holding on to those minutes? What were you seeing from them?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think obviously, it's hard when guys get hurt, but then you get, like you said, more ice time, more opportunity, different opportunities, and then great. So it's pretty awesome watching Nemo score a Hattie, and you can't write that up better. So it was pretty cool, and just happy for him.
I'm feeling like you're ready to go kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. So, it's good to get back with more than a couple guys on the ice and take it from there.
Thanks, Dougie.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Sort of going through your head when you get a phone call. I don't know who it came from, but that you're getting your call up here.
Yeah, no, it was surreal, and just super happy to be here and to go to a trip like Florida. It's kind of an added bonus. So.
Where were you? Sort of, that's always a typical question when someone gets that. And what was it?
Yeah, we had a late bus ride, so I was just waking up, and my coach Ryan Parent, he called me and told me the good news. So it was a good morning.
I bet. Well, what has sort of the last couple of weeks been like in Utica? I mean, you had a very small taste of it at the end of last season, but I'm sure this was like a little bit different, where you're in a different type of rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're finding our game down there as a group, and personally, I think just finding my pro game and solidifying my defense first mentality, and it's been going really good. So I'm happy to be here and excited to get her going.
Anything surprise you jumping into the pro game from the college? And the style is pretty similar as far as the physicality and such is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, in some aspects, it's even more controlled, I would say, and then other aspects, it's just bigger guys, and that are faster and forechecking harder. So it's kind of a mixture of both, and just figuring that out and balancing that is kind of the biggest thing.
Anything surprise you, or is that kind of what you were expecting and anticipating from the AHL?
Probably exactly what I was expecting. I like to watch a lot of hockey, so kind of know what to expect kind of going into it. But getting on the ice and like we said earlier, my 10 games at the end of last season really helped me going into this season.
I know the coaching staff had a lot of great things to say during training camp and, of course, the preseason. What were some of the notes they maybe gave you to work on? I know you said maybe working on more of the defensive game. What are some of those things that you've been kind of focused on?
Yeah, I think just all around, kind of finding my foundation for a pro game. And but yeah, for me down there, it's just been really focusing on my defense first, like I said, and letting the offense kind of come, jump up when I can, and use my feet, use my assets. And but yeah, like I said, it's been going really well.
Then we knew that Brownie and Dougie were going to be able to practice. You had mentioned that the other day, to see them sort of in full action there. How are they looking? And I would imagine if they're coming with you guys.
Yeah, they look good. They feel good. So they're going to travel with us, as will Dadonov. He was a bit of an unexpected participant today. But just his, while we were away last week, he just continued to get better and better, and get to the point where he was comfortable skating today and got through the skate well. So he's going to come along as well, given that it's a 3-game trip, and he's a possibility as we get going.
We've talked about it, just who Connor Brown is and what he's meant so early to this team. What did you see, from your team without him that you're looking forward to having injected back into your group?
Yeah, another player, reliable, consistent player that can drive play, get you through the neutral zone with the puck, and skate without the puck to put pressure on the other team. Leadership qualities, all of that, and just the minutes, takes a little bit off the load of everyone. We've been asking a lot of our guys here, so the more players we can get that we can count on, rely on to take on big minutes and big and tough matchups, especially we're amidst a 5-game straight on the road. That's important. So it's welcome just to see him back in practice today. Just he brings a lot to the pace of practice. So. If for when he returns, it'll be a good addition for us for sure.
And then Dilly, obviously, he left a little bit in that game in Washington, was able to finish, skated this morning. What's sort of the status there? I know he's coming on the trip. But
yeah, he skated today. It was more just keeping him off as a precaution more than anything, and giving him the extra day, but he's expected to play tomorrow.
Sheldon, besides hard work and compete, what is critical in your eyes to when you have this many people out of the lineup, the personnel that you're short of? What is critical to maintaining that success that you want to see?
Well, I talked about it the other night. I think, to me, there's really 3 phases of the game that you focus on. You focus on your 5-on-5 game, you focus on your special teams, which, I obviously lump in power play and penalty kill and all the other things for that matter, 4-on-4 and 3-on-3. And then your goaltending. And you need to try to, within those 3 phases, you try to be as good as you can in each and hopefully win 2 of the 3 every night. So that's something that's really important. As it relates to our 5-on-5 game, I think for us it's just reducing mistakes. And it doesn't mean we can't play passive and we can't, we can't just sit back. We still have to be really aggressive. Otherwise, teams will just roll over top of you. But we've got to be smart, and we got to protect our goaltenders, reduce the amount of shots and high quality chances, so that we can keep the goals against down. The sense of it, even with Jack, producing offense was a challenge for us. So not having him and the number of others we've been missing. The expectations, offense is going to be harder to come by, so let's not give them any freebies. And I think we've done a good job of that. You look at how we've played since coming back from the California trip, and we've cleaned up a lot of what ailed us out there. And we got to keep with that, and it's got to be even better as we move ahead.
Does it ever occur to you, or is it in your mind as the game is moving on that maybe I'm playing this guy too much, or maybe we should spread out the wealth a little bit? And I guess I'm referring to maybe Luke, who's earn some big minutes. Is that on your mind over the course of a game when you need him?
Yeah, it is. It's on your mind as you go into the game, and then when you're in the game, it's on your mind. You're conscious of it. You're always kind of checking in with the guys, whether that's to just observe them and see how they're recovering. And there's a lot of telltale signs as a coach when you look at a player on the bench and their body language and how they're breathing and all that sort of stuff, whether they're ready to go or not. But with all that said, you also got to win the game. So you want to have your best players out in the best spots. So anytime they are recovered and feeling good, you want to get them out there. So, and then sometimes the minutes really do add up. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the flow of the game and the timeouts and such, not all minutes are the same. For instance, I talked about the other day, the Chicago game, the pace of the game in Chicago was much slower and much less physical than the game in Washington. So any minutes that you're playing in Washington are a lot harder than what you're going to get out of Chicago. So every game is different. So you're just monitoring that as best you can and trying to piece it all together. And, it's a little bit harder to do. And the other night, as an example, we've got, Chalowski and Whiter in on defense, and you got Legare and LaChance on forward, like guys that haven't played a lot. So you're unsure what you can get out of them. So you're going to lean on others, and sometimes the minutes get away on you. But that's the way it is right now, and that's the way it's going to be.
Can you offset injuries with better defensive play?
One more time, sorry?
Can you offset injuries with better defensive play? Because you've seen them really step up the defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think that's a big focus. You got to keep the chances down. You can't give the other team free offense. And I thought there's a level of attrition that happens over the course of the game, and you saw that in the third period the other night. All of a sudden, they got some real good looks at our net, whether it was on the rush or in our defensive zone. But we've given ourselves a chance to win games because we've kept those really down. Relative to where we were out in California, our defensive play has been far, far better. So when you do that, you have a chance to win. And I think that's why we've been getting points. We've been getting games overtimes. We haven't beaten ourselves, and we haven't been heavily reliant on the power play or 5-on-5 scoring. It's been because of how we've checked and our goaltending.
When you don't have Jack Hughes for a period of time, what do you do as a coach in terms of spreading out the minutes? In terms of he does a lot of things for you guys. How do you kind of handle that for a long period of time?
Yeah, it's just kind of, you're going to give everybody a little bit of a boost. Some guys you can't really ask much more of. I can't ask much more of Nico Hischier, as an example. But you're going to have to get more out of the Nasons and the Plots and Lamicos and those types of guys, Gritsuk. That's really it. You hope that along the way here we can stay healthy and get some people back, and then that can make it a lot easier. And again, it's a lot dependent on the type of game. I probably could have played with 3 lines just fine in Chicago, but in Washington, I think I needed 5 lines. Quite honestly, the pace is high. It's physical. It's demanding, especially as the games pile up and all of that. So manage it as best you can, but you gotta get through the game and you gotta win it, and the opposition is not going to make it easy on you.